Wang Han sped through the bustling city streets on his red motorcycle, weaving between cars with practiced ease. The wind whipped past his face as his phone began to buzz. Without slowing down, he tapped his earpiece and answered. A woman's trembling voice came through the line. Wang Han, I'm pregnant, it's your child, we need to talk. Startled, he frowned, probably another scam call. With deliveries piling up, he had no time for nonsense. Lady, I'm working, find another guy to mess with, he said, hanging up in irritation. He gunned the throttle, darting through traffic until he reached the XX delivery center. Outside, his coworkers lounged with cigarettes, gossiping about the latest rich people drama. Hey fatty, what's all that noise about? Wang Han asked, cigarette dangling from his lips. The heavier man chuckled. You didn't hear, the Su family's precious daughter is getting married to the richest man's son in the city. Wang Han shrugged, doesn't sound like my problem. Fatty showed him a photo on his phone, a stunning woman in an elegant dress. What a waste though, she's marrying that useless rich kid, the one who couldn't fight his way out of a paper bag. Wang Han glanced at the photo and froze. The girl looked strangely familiar. Fatty snatched his phone back, but the image burned into Wang Han's mind. Then it hit him, she was the drunk woman who had stumbled into his hotel room that night, and the voice on the phone, could it have been her? His hand tightened around the cigarette. Maybe that call wasn't fake after all. Flashback 1 month earlier. The night was heavy with neon glow and muffled laughter. Inside a luxury hotel, the Su family's daughter, Suchai, stumbled down the hallway, dizzy and disoriented. Her vision blurred. That bastard Chinhao, he spiked my drink, she muttered, clutching the wall for balance. She reached what she thought was her room, 809, and found the door slightly ajar. Did I forget to close it? She pushed it open and stumbled inside. But it wasn't her room. Sitting on the bed was a man, Wang Han, half drunk, eyes clouded with frustration. He had just been told that his aura was too intense for a security position he dreamed of. Now he sat in silence, bottle in hand, wondering where his life had gone wrong. Then the door creaked open, and a woman in a glittering dress staggered inside, collapsing onto his bed. Who are you?" she mumbled, her face flushed. "My head, it's burning up, please help me." Still drunk himself, Wang Han stared, stunned by her beauty. She looked at him with pleading eyes, her voice soft and desperate. "Please, I feel so hot, help me." His mind went blank. The liquor bottle tipped, spilling on the floor. For a long moment, neither moved, just two lost souls colliding by fate. Back to present. Fatty waved a hand in front of his face. "Oi Han, you spacing out again." Wang Han blinked, pulled from the memory. His coworkers were laughing now. "Don't tell me you're daydreaming about the Su family's daughter, huh?" one teased. Fatty smirked. "What's next, Han? You gonna say you slept with her too, like that time you said you dated an international model?" The group burst out laughing. Wang Han exhaled smoke and replied coolly, "You guys just don't get it. The best way to hide is in plain sight." Before they could reply, a red sports car screeched to a halt outside the delivery center. The roar of its engine silenced everyone. The door opened, long legs in high heels stepped out. The woman who emerged made every head turn. It was Suchai Su, the city's most admired heiress. The guy's jaws dropped. Holy crap, it's really her. She walked straight toward Wang Han, ignoring the others. "Why haven't you been answering my calls?" His coworkers froze. Fatty's cigarette fell from his mouth. No way, he actually knows her. Wang Han scratched his neck casually. "Didn't see any missed calls, what's this about?" Suchai's eyes narrowed. "I'm pregnant, and it's your child." The entire delivery center went silent. Then chaos. "What? No freaking way, bro, you actually." Wang Han blinked in disbelief. "Wait, are you serious?" Suchai crossed her arms. "If you don't believe me, come with me to the hospital, we'll test it." His coworkers shoved him forward. "Go bro, you're done for either way." With a resigned sigh, Wang Han nodded. "Fine, cover my deliveries for a while." He climbed into the red car beside her and they sped off, leaving a stunned group behind. The tension inside the car was thick. "Is the baby really mine?" he asked carefully. Such gave a sharp glance. "You think I'd lie about something like that?" He leaned back, voice calm but steady. If it's true, I'll take responsibility for you and the child. She scoffed, with your delivery salary, you think you can handle that? Wang Han smiled faintly. There's nothing wrong with honest work, supporting my family won't be a problem. She rolled her eyes. You really don't get it, do you? I'm from the Su family of Jiang Enning. Our status isn't something you can just. Before she could finish, Wang Han cut her off. Status, wealth, all that's meaningless to me. Her irritation boiled over. She slammed her foot on the accelerator, jerking the car forward. Hey, are you trying to kill us? He shouted. She glared ahead. Maybe I should. Moments later, the red car pulled into a large hospital parking lot. Sachi stepped out. We're here. Inside the hospital, she led him down a sterile hallway. The air felt cold, sharp. They stopped in front of a door marked operating room. Wait, why are we here? Wang Han asked, confused. Sachi's expression hardened. Because I've made my decision. Realization hit him like a punch. You're not going to. She didn't answer. Panicked, he grabbed her arm. Don't do this. I'll find a way to support you, both of you, please. A nurse approached. Miss Su, it's time. Such gave him a faint, unreadable smile, pulled her arm free and walked into the room. Wang Han could only stand there, helpless, staring as the doors closed. Minutes passed like hours. He sat in the waiting area, head in his hands. If she was determined, there was nothing he could do. Then suddenly, the operating room door swung open. Suji stepped out untouched. Wang Han jumped up. What, you're done already? That was fast. I changed my mind, she said flatly. Drive me home. I sat silently in the passenger seat as Wang Han drove her home from the hospital. The glow of the city lights reflected off her pale face. Wang Han glanced at her from time to time but said nothing. The air between them was heavy, filled with unspoken thoughts. The rest of the ride passed in silence until the car pulled up in front of a massive mansion, the Su family estate. Towering gates, marble columns, and a fountain glittered under the night lights. Such stepped out. We're here, you can go. He followed, noticing how pale she looked. You should rest, I'll walk you inside. She waved him off. No need, just leave before my family sees you. But as she turned to walk away, her heel caught on a crack in the pavement. She let out a small cry as she stumbled. Instinctively, Wang Han lunged forward, catching her before she hit the ground. You really are clumsy, he said, holding her steady. Her eyes flashed. What did you call me? Clumsy, he repeated with a teasing grin. Fuming, she pinched his side hard enough to make him yelp. Watch your mouth. The effort made her wince in pain. Seeing that, Wang Han sighed and scooped her up in his arms. Stop moving before you hurt yourself again. Put me down, she protested, but he ignored her and carried her inside. The mansion's servants stared wide-eyed as he strode past, holding their young lady like a princess. He laid her gently on the sofa and began to examine her ankle. You twisted it pretty badly. Just go, she muttered, embarrassed. Stop talking, he said, wrapping her foot with care. The front door suddenly opened. Two women entered, Suchai's mother, Yang Hui Min, and her best friend, Lin Shufu. Both froze at the sight of a man tending to Suchai's foot. Yang Hui Min's voice trembled. Suchai, what on earth is this? Startled, Suchai blurted out the first thing that came to mind. He's my boyfriend. Wang Han blinked. Wait, what? Her mother's face drained of color. Boyfriend, you mean this delivery boy? Lin Shufu covered her mouth, stunned. Yang Hui Min stormed forward, glaring at Wang Han. Who are you? What are you doing in my house? Still kneeling, Wang Han replied evenly. Your daughter twisted her ankle. I was helping. Helping? You think I'll believe that? Yang Hui Min snapped. A low-class man like you doesn't belong here. Her words struck like knives. Wang Han's calm expression hardened. What's wrong with being a delivery guy? Honest work feeds people. Yang Hui Min pointed at him furiously. Don't talk back to me, you nobody. You're just trying to climb above your station. Before the argument could explode, Sucha intervened. Mom, enough, he's leaving. She turned to Wang Han, her tone softer. Thank you, you can go now. He nodded, stood, and walked out without another word. As he disappeared through the door, Lin Shufu gave him a lingering look, half suspicion, half curiosity. When he was gone, Yang Hui Min ordered a servant to clean the spot where he'd stood, calling it filthy. Later that night in Suche's room, Lin Shufu sat beside her bed. All right, tell me the truth, what's really going on with that man? Nothing, Such said too quickly. Don't lie to me, Lin Shufu said sharply, the way you looked at him was nothing. Cornered Such aside, fine, I'm pregnant and he's the father. Lin Shufu nearly fell off the bed, you what? It just happened, I was drunk that night. Such high, Lin Shufu groaned. Of all people, a delivery guy, what are you going to do when your family finds out? I've already decided, Such said quietly, I'm keeping the baby. Her friend gaped at her, you've lost your mind. I spoke to him, Such continued, he said he'll take responsibility. Lin Shufu threw up her hands, responsibility, you're a Su, you can't just settle with a man like that. Such turned away, I'll handle it, don't worry. Lin Shufu frowned, fine, but when your secret gets out, say he forced you, say it was an assault. Suchai's eyes went wide, that's disgusting, don't ever say that again. Meanwhile, outside the Su estate, Wang Han walked alone through the quiet streets, lost in thought. No taxis, huh, he muttered. Suddenly, a sleek black car pulled up beside him. A silver-haired man stepped out, dressed in a sharp suit. Young Master Wang, I've been expecting you. Wang Han studied him warily, and you are? The man bowed slightly. Linking Yun, president of the Jiang Chamber of Commerce, your grandfather sent me to escort you to tonight's bidding event. Recognition flashed in Wang Han's eyes. Ah, so he's pulling strings again. Within minutes, the two men drove off in a luxurious limousine. The grand ballroom of the giant tower buzzed with chatter as the city's wealthiest gathered for the bidding event. In the center of the room, under a chandelier's glow, Wang Han stood transformed. Gone was the delivery jacket, replaced by a tailored black suit that radiated quiet power. Across the room, a familiar voice sneered, "What's a delivery guy doing here?" It was Lin Shufu, Suchai's best friend, now in a shimmering white gown. She marched over, glaring, "You stalking me or something? Don't tell me you're working part-time as a waiter." Before he could reply, she grabbed his arm and pulled him aside. We need to talk. In a quiet corner, she hissed, Suchai is pregnant with your child. If you don't take responsibility when the baby's born, I'll make you regret it. Wang Han stared at her, stunned. Wait, she didn't go through with it. Obviously not, Lin Shufu shot back, so you better not disappear. Still reeling, Wang Han exhaled slowly, got it. Before more could be said, an announcement rang through the ballroom. Ladies and gentlemen, the bidding for the new district project begins now. A flamboyant man in a golden suit strutted to the front. The Qin family will take this project, he boasted. Anyone who dares to compete, prepare to face consequences. Wang Han raised an eyebrow, and who's that clown? His assistant whispered, Qin Lei, the eldest son of the Qin family. Figures, Wang Han said, they think money buys everything. The auctioneer began, opening bid 5 billion, Qin Lei immediately lifted his paddle, gasps filled the hall. Then calmly Wang Han raised his, 6 billion. The room erupted in whispers, who was this man daring to challenge the Qins? Qin Lei's smile vanished, who the hell are you, he barked. Wang Han's voice was cool, this is an auction, the highest bidder wins problem. Qin Lei's fury grew, you're dead, the Qins get what they want. Not today. Wang Han said, 7 billion. 8. 9. 10. 11, Wang Han countered calmly. The audience could barely breathe. Finally, Qin Lei slammed his paddle down. Fine, let's end this, 12 billion. Wang Han smiled thinly, 13 billion. Gasp silence, the hammer fell, sold. The crowd erupted, Qin Lei's face turned crimson, he charged across the room, fist raised, you dare go against me. Wang Han sidestepped and punched once, precise and devastating, Qin Lei crashed to the ground. Gasps echoed through the hall, Wang Han stood tall, anyone else want to bid? No one spoke. He turned to his assistant, sign the papers, I've got somewhere to be. The ballroom was silent as Qin Lei's bodyguards rushed to lift their humiliated boss off the floor. Wang Han brushed the dust from his sleeve, his face unreadable. The crowd parted as he strode out, leaving the shocked murmurs of the elite behind. Outside, under the cool night air, Linking Yun hurried up to him. Young master, you shouldn't have revealed your strength here, the Chins won't forget this. They can remember all they want, Wang Han replied calmly, they lost fair and square. Linking Yun sighed, your grandfather will be pleased but this will bring trouble, Wang Han smiled faintly, when has trouble ever bothered me? Back at the Su mansion. I sat in her room, her phone buzzing with calls from Chin Lei, her mother's voice echoed from the hallway. You're engaged to the Chin family heir, you can't back out now. I'm not marrying him, Such snapped, he's disgusting. Yang Hui Min stormed in, eyes blazing. Do you know what this means for our family's reputation? I don't care about your reputation, I shouted. I'm keeping my baby and I won't marry Chin Lei. Her mother's face twisted in fury. You ungrateful child, that delivery boy has poisoned your mind. Suchai's voice broke, he's not like that, he's honest. Honest, Yang Hui Min sneered, he's trash. Before Suchai could respond, her mother's phone buzzed. A message flashed across the screen, news of the auction. Chin Lei lost the new district project to a man named Wang Han. Yang Hui Min's jaw dropped. That delivery boy again, he dared to humiliate the Chins. Suchai froze, he what? Her mother's eyes turned cold, he's finished. The Chin family will crush him, maybe then you'll come to your senses. Meanwhile, outside the giant tower, Wang Han was on his way to his motorcycle when several black SUVs screeched to a stop around him. Chin They continued deeper into the tunnel until they reached a maintenance hatch. Wang Han forced it open, revealing a dim service road. "We'll head to the docks, it's safer there." Behind them, faint footsteps echoed. Wang Han turned sharply, they're following. A shadow appeared, linking Yun, limping but alive. "Don't shoot, it's me." Such ran to him, "You're okay." Barely, he wheezed. "The syndicate, they've got a new leader, someone called Phantom." Wang Han froze. "Phantom, he's real." "You know him?" Such asked. "He's the one who trained me," Wang Han said grimly, "and the one who betrayed the agency." At the docks, temporary shelter. The trio found refuge in an old cargo warehouse near the port. Rain pounded on the roof as Wang Han cleaned his weapon in silence. Suchai sat beside him, exhaustion written across her face. "What will you do if Phantom comes?" she asked quietly. "End it," Wang Han said simply. "He started all this." She looked at him sadly. "You can't fight your whole past forever." He met her gaze. "Maybe not, but I can make sure it doesn't touch you." Linking Yun entered with a laptop. "Intercepted a signal, they're tracking our movements by satellite, we can't stay here long." Wang Han took the laptop, scanning the coordinates. "They're closing in from the north, time to move again." Such groaned. "We've been running for days, when does it end?" "When Phantom falls," Wang Han said, standing. "That's the only way." Meanwhile, the syndicate's headquarters. Inside a dimly lit command center, a masked man watched a holographic feed of Wang Han. "07, he murmured, "still alive after all these years." A subordinate approached. "Orders, sir." The masked man's eyes gleamed beneath the visor. "Bring him to me alive, the heiress too, she's leverage." "Yes, Phantom." Back at the docks, midnight attack. Rain hammered down harder. Wang Han had just finished sealing the last window when gunfire shattered the silence. Bullets tore through the wooden walls. "They found us," Linking Yun shouted. "Get down," Wang Han yelled, returning fire. He moved swiftly, covering both entrances, but the syndicate's men were endless. "Wang Han," Such screamed as a grenade rolled across the floor. He grabbed her and dove behind a crate as it exploded. Smoke filled the air. When the dust cleared, syndicate agents were pouring in from every side. Wang Han fought ferociously, every movement calculated, but even he couldn't hold forever. A sniper's shot grazed his arm, spinning him sideways. Such picked up his dropped gun and fired at the attacker with trembling hands. "Stay away from him," she cried. The bullet hit its mark, the man fell. Wang Han stared at her, surprised. "You're getting better." She smirked weakly. "You taught me well." Before they could move, Phantom himself appeared at the doorway, tall, cloaked, and commanding. "Agent 07, he said calmly, "you disappoint me." Wang Han stood, bleeding but defiant. "And you disgust me." Phantom removed his mask, revealing a scarred face with cold eyes. "You could have ruled beside me, but you chose weakness." "I chose freedom," Wang Han replied, "and I'll die protecting it." Phantom smirked. "Then die." The two clashed, their blows shattering walls. Sparks flew from metal and steel as their weapons collided. Phantom was strong, every strike lethal, but Wang Han's will burned hotter. "You've lost your edge," Phantom growled. "Maybe," Wang Han said, catching his blade, "but I found something stronger." He drove a final punch into Phantom's chest, sending him crashing through the wall into the rain outside. Lightning flashed as Phantom staggered to his feet. "This isn't over," he roared, retreating into the darkness. Wang Han collapsed to his knees, panting. I rushed to him. "You did it." He shook his head. "No, he'll be back." Linking Yun wiped blood from his cheek. "We need to move again before reinforcements arrive." Wang Han looked out into the storm. "Let them come, next time I'll finish it." The rain hadn't stopped for 2 days. The storm mirrored the chaos building in Wang Han's heart. He stood at the edge of the docks, staring at the gray horizon, knowing the next battle would decide everything. Behind him, Linking Yun approached. "Satellite feeds confirm Phantom's base location. It's the old naval fortress off the coast. He's waiting for you." Wang Han nodded. "He won't wait long, prepare the boat." Such appeared from the cabin, her hair damp from rain. "You're really going, aren't you?" He turned toward her. "He'll never stop hunting us, I need to end this." Tears welled in her eyes. "Then I'm coming too." He shook his head. No, this time you stay behind. She stepped closer, trembling but determined. You said we'd face this together. He paused, staring into her eyes. If something happens to you or the baby. Then we both go down fighting, she interrupted. I won't live in fear. For a long moment, silence stretched between them, then Wang Han smiled faintly. You're stubborn. I learned from the best, she said softly. Linking Yun cleared his throat. We leave in 10. At sea. Waves battered the small speedboat as they raced toward the fortress. Thunder rumbled overhead. Wang Han checked his gear one last time, tightening the holster on his leg. Such sat beside him, clutching a small sidearm. Once we're inside, stick close, he said. I know, she replied, her voice steady. You've told me 100 times. He smirked. Then maybe you'll actually listen this time. Lightning illuminated the massive structure ahead, the abandoned naval fortress, now crawling with syndicate guards. This is it, Wang Han murmured. The end. Inside the fortress. The infiltration was silent at first. Wang Han moved like a ghost, taking down guards before they could sound alarms. Such followed close behind, her steps light and careful. They reached the central command chamber, but it was empty. Something's wrong, Wang Han muttered. The doors slammed shut behind them. A deep, mocking laugh filled the room. Welcome home, Agent 07. Phantom's voice echoed from above. He descended the stairs, flanked by heavily armed soldiers. You should have stayed hidden, now you've brought her right to me. Let her go, Wang Han demanded, stepping forward. Phantom's grin widened. Oh, I don't have her, they do. Two syndicate operatives emerged from the shadows, dragging Linking Yun, beaten and bloodied. He tried to warn you, Phantom said. Loyalty is such a fragile thing. Wang Han's jaw tightened. You'll regret this. Phantom snapped his fingers. The soldiers opened fire, bullets tore through the air. Wang Han pushed Such behind cover, returning fire with deadly precision. Linking Yun crawled to safety, barely conscious. Smoke filled the room as Wang Han rolled out from behind a console, firing non-stop. 2 enemies fell instantly, then 3, but Phantom was gone. He's escaping, Such yelled. Wang Han grabbed her hand. We end this now. They sprinted through the narrow corridors, following Phantom's trail up the metal staircase that spiraled to the fortress roof. Rain lashed against their faces as thunder roared overhead. Phantom stood at the edge of the platform, weapon drawn. You can't stop what's already begun, he shouted. The syndicate will rise again. Wang Han's eyes burned. Not while I'm alive. They charged. The clash was brutal, punches, blades, and rain mixing into chaos. Every hit echoed through the storm. Phantom's strikes were wild but powerful, fueled by rage. Wang Han countered with precision born from discipline. You were my greatest student, Phantom snarled, and my biggest failure. Then this is your lesson, Wang Han growled. He caught Phantom's wrist, twisted, and drove his elbow into his chest. Phantom staggered back toward the ledge. You think killing me changes anything, he spat. I'm not killing you, Wang Han said. I'm ending this cycle. He disarmed him with one swift motion and delivered a final blow that sent Phantom sprawling to the edge of the platform. Lightning flashed and Phantom slipped, falling into the raging sea below. For a long moment, only the sound of rain remained. Such ran to Wang Han. Is it over? He looked down at the crashing waves. It's over. After the battle, morning light broke over the horizon as the storm cleared. The fortress smoldered, smoke drifting into the sky. Linking Yun was treated for his wounds aboard the boat while Such sat beside Wang Han on the deck. You did it, she said softly. He shook his head. We did it. She smiled tiredly. What will you do now? He looked out over the calm sea. Disappear, start over somewhere quiet. And me, she asked. He turned to her, brushing a strand of wet hair from her face. Where I go, you go. Her hand moved to her stomach. Then our child will grow up free. He smiled. That's the plan. They sat in silence as the sun rose over the water, painting the world in gold. For the first time in years, peace felt real. Weeks later, countryside. A small cabin stood surrounded by green hills and morning mist. Wang Han chopped firewood outside while Such prepared breakfast. Birds chirped in the distance. Linking Yun arrived with supplies, smiling. I still can't believe you're living like a farmer. Wang Han shrugged. After everything, it's not so bad. Such I stepped outside, hands on her belly. Doctor says everything's fine, the baby's healthy. Wang Han's eyes softened. Good. Linking Yun chuckled. You really went from agent to father in no time. Life moves fast, Wang Han said with a grin. As the sun climbed higher, the three shared quiet laughter. For the first time, the world seemed at peace until a faint beeping sound broke the silence. A small drone hovered nearby, projecting a holographic message. The image flickered, it was phantom, scarred but alive. Did you really think I'd die that easily? His voice hissed. Enjoy your peace while it lasts, Agent 07. The transmission ended. Wang Han's smile faded, he looked toward the horizon. So it's not over after all. Sachi placed her hand over his, then we'll face it together. He nodded, determination returning to his eyes. Always. Months passed since the fall of the syndicate. The seasons changed and the chaos of their past began to fade like a distant memory. The countryside cabin had become a sanctuary, a small world untouched by war or corruption. Wang Han woke early each morning to the scent of fresh rain and pine. The sound of such a humming softly as she cooked filled the house with warmth. Peace was something he had never thought he'd earn, yet now it surrounded him completely. He stepped outside, stretching as the mist rolled over the hills. Birds fluttered between trees. For the first time in years, he felt content. Sachi emerged behind him wearing a light sweater, her rounded belly visible beneath it. You're up early, she said with a smile. Old habits, he replied, can't sleep past dawn. She laughed, you still think you're on a mission. He looked at her lovingly, this is my mission now. Her eyes softened, then you're doing great, Agent 07. He chuckled, don't call me that anymore, it's just Wang Han now. Fine then, Mr. Han, she teased, breakfast is ready. As they sat together at the table, the smell of steamed rice and tea filled the air. Life was simple, calm, and almost perfect. Later that day, Linking Yun arrived in his old pickup truck bringing supplies from the nearby town. The locals say you're the mysterious couple who live up in the hills, he said with a grin. They think you're retired actors. Wang Han smiled faintly, better that than retired assassins. Such I served tea, laughing, let them think whatever they want, it's nice to be normal. Linking Yun handed over a small envelope. I got the new IDs you asked for, you two are officially Mr. and Mrs. Han from now on. Wang Han accepted them, thank you old friend. You sure you're done with all this? Linking Yun asked seriously, the world still has shadows. Wang Han looked out the window at the sunlit valley. Let the next generation handle them, I've had enough of blood and secrets. Linking Yun nodded, fair enough, you've earned your peace. He raised his cup, to new beginnings. Wang Han and Sachi clinked their cups with his, to new beginnings. Evening by the lake. As dusk fell, Wang Han and Sachi walked to the nearby lake. The water reflected the soft colors of sunset. She rested her head against his shoulder. Do you ever miss your old life? She asked quietly. He thought for a moment, sometimes, but only the parts that made me stronger, the rest I'm glad to leave behind. She smiled, you sound like a man at peace. He nodded, because of you. She laughed softly, then I guess I'm your lucky charm. You're much more than that, he said, kissing her forehead. The wind carried the scent of flowers as they stood together, watching the last light fade. Weeks later, the birth. The night came quietly. Rain tapped gently against the window as Sachi cried out from the bedroom. Wang Han paced nervously outside, his heart racing faster than it had during any battle. Moments later, a baby's cry echoed through the small house. The midwife stepped out, smiling. Congratulations, it's a girl. Wang Han froze for a moment, then rushed inside. Sachi lay on the bed, exhausted but glowing. In her arms, a tiny bundle squirmed softly. She's beautiful, Sachi whispered, just like her father. He smiled, his eyes wet. No, she's perfect, just like her mother. She laughed weakly, what should we name her? He thought for a moment, how about Han Su Lin? Sachi nodded, it's beautiful. He sat beside them, gently holding their daughter's hand. Welcome to the world, Su Lin. Outside, the storm cleared, revealing a sky full of stars. 6 months later. The cabin was now full of life. Little Su Lin crawled across the floor, giggling as Wang Han pretended to chase her. Such I watched from the couch, smiling softly. Linking Yun visited often, bringing stories from the city, how the Qin family empire had collapsed, how the Su conglomerate had reformed under new leadership. The world was changing, slowly but surely. Peace really suits you, Linking Yun said one afternoon. Never thought I'd see the great Agent 07 changing diapers. Wang Han laughed. Every mission has its challenges. Such added and rewards. As the sun dipped below the hills, they sat together outside, watching the orange sky fade into twilight. Su Lin slept peacefully in her mother's arms. Wang Han looked out at the horizon. After everything, maybe this is what I was meant to protect all along. Such I rested her head against his shoulder. Then promise me one thing. Anything. No more runnings, no more fighting. He smiled. You have my word. Night blanketed the valley, the stars shimmered above the quiet cabin. Wang Han stood outside, looking up at the sky one last time. In the distance, a faint red light blinked, an old surveillance satellite still orbiting high above. Somewhere out there, Phantom watched, plotting his return. But for now, peace reigned. Wang Han turned toward the house where Suchai and Su Lin waited. The door closed behind him, the warm glow of home spilling into the night.